Hi, this is Glenn with Freedom for Life Fitness, and today we're going to talk about outfitting a home gym. So let's start with the basics and then work our way up from there. So first, you could use your own body as equipment. There's lots of body weight exercises that you can do to improve your fitness, from body weight squats to lunges to push-ups to pull-ups. Things like that can get you a workout just using your own body weight. Now, unfortunately, that's going to be limited in how far you can take your fitness levels, so let's take it to the next step, bare bones gym. And some of the things that I would recommend if you want to spend around $100-ish would be bands. Bands are very versatile, and then you can do a lot of different exercises with bands, and they don't cost much at all. Another thing to consider would be a suspension strap or a TRX strap. So a TRX strap is something you may have seen in gyms. It's kind of the gold standard. It's well known. It has a good name behind it. But in reality, it's a little bit of overkill for most people. It's very thick, it's very sturdy, which is great, and if you have an unlimited budget, go ahead and get one. But if you're trying to watch your cost, you can get suspension straps for about the third of the cost of a TRX. TRX can vary, but typically about 150 bucks, whereas you can get decent suspension straps on Amazon for about a third of that, so around 50 bucks. So bands and a suspension strap or TRX would be kind of the bare bones package. You can do a lot with them for really not a lot of money. The next step up from that bare bones would be a low budget, where you're gonna spend in the neighborhood of $500. It can vary a little bit, but that's kind of the general range. What you're gonna need for this is going to be a half rack or a power rack. The difference is a half rack tends to be a little less expensive versus a power rack. Some differences to realize: if you're one of those people who's going to really push yourself and you're going to go for it with some of your different lifts like a bench press or a squat, it's better to get a power rack because that has rails that provide safety in case you get stuck. Some half racks do as well, but it's harder to make sure that you fit where those safety rails are. So if you're sensitive on price and you don't think you're going to be going to failure or really pushing yourself, or you're going to always have a spot there just in case you get stuck, you can go with a half rack. But for those who are going to really push themselves and go close to failure, a full power rack would be the way to go. Also, you're going to want to have a multi-purpose bench. A multi-purpose bench is one that goes from flat to incline to straight up and down, and some of them actually have a decline feature as well. That's going to be very versatile. You can get a low-end one for around $100, and then you can just go up from there and spend hundreds of dollars. The one that's really stable. Again, if it's just for you in your home and you're not the world's strongest man or woman, you don't necessarily need one of those really solid, well-built, one that costs several $100s. You can probably get away with that one that's about $100-ish. Also, what you're going to want in this category is an Olympic barbell so you can use the rack. And you're going to want Olympic plates. So an Olympic barbell, if you get them used on, say, eBay, Craigslist, or Facebook Marketplace, you're looking in the neighborhood of about 50 bucks on the low end, but you can spend, kind of like the bench, you can spend hundreds or actually even $1,000 on a barbell, but you definitely don't need something like that for you in your home. So 50 bucks for one that's used, it'll do the job. It's not going to be anything fancy, but it'll get the job done. A new one, they're usually going to start around $100. So you're going to want a barbell. You're also going to need some weight plates to put on the barbell, and depending on your strength levels, you might only need like 50 pounds, but if you're really strong or been working out a while, you're going to need several hundred pounds to do all the different lifts that you want to do. Price range for weight plates, if you get them used, you can get them usually as inexpensive as 50 cents per pound, whereas new starts around $1 and can go up from there. So weight plates are something you're going to want as well. Now, one thing in this range, I'd say if you're the type of person who really prefers dumbbells, you're not going to get into really heavy lifting. Well, it's not just for ladies. Ladies tend to gravitate towards dumbbells more. You can get adjustable dumbbells in this category instead of getting the rack and the barbell and the weight plates. They're both good. But again, if you're really wanting to get into heavier lifting, the barbell and rack is the way to go. If you're not going to be getting into as heavy a lifting, the adjustable dumbbells are the way to go. This is the lower budget, around $500 for your home gym. Okay, so now let's take it up to the next level or next budget. So in the last budget, we talked about having that barbell, the power rack, the adjustable bench, and we said that you can use adjustable dumbbells if you're not going to be doing as heavy lifting. Now, if you have the rack from your other category, then you need to expand into dumbbells, so you would get the adjustable dumbbells. Adjustable dumbbells are key because they give you a lot of versatility with the dumbbells because they can rotate. You can rotate your hands. You can use them on different exercises that are easier than a barbell. So it gives you that versatility that would be so important. So again, in this category, you're going to want to have a power rack as well as the adjustable dumbbells. Adjustable dumbbells, they come in a variety of different sizes. So for many ladies or individuals who aren't as interested in really maximizing strength potential or who don't have a great level of strength and that's not their goal, up to about 25 pounds would be something you would consider. More for the intermediate level, you would think of getting something that goes up to 50 pounds. And for those who are really hardcore, wanting to get into significant or serious strength, get dumbbells that can go upwards of 90 or even 100 pounds. Obviously, they're all going to have different price points. Lighter weights will have lower price points, whereas the higher ones will have a higher price point. But the ones about 25, they usually start about $200. And the ones that go up to 90 pounds, for example, they can be in the neighborhood of $600 or $700. And the ones that go up to 50 are kind of about $300. So that kind of gives you some ideas. But having all the things in this category as well as the other categories is going to put you somewhere in the neighborhood of $1,000. So our last budget is our high-end budget. And this category would have all of the things that we've talked about before, as well as one main piece. And that is what's called a cable crossover. The cable crossover is my #1 choice of fitness equipment here at the studio. And the reason is because it provides unlimited versatility of the exercises that you can do to work your body. The downside is it's not cheap. The least expensive one is going to be in the neighborhood of $1,500. Now that's not going to have one that provides you with a lot of resistance. It might be good for somebody who's just starting out or again somebody who's not overly strong. The $1,500 would be an entry or low level price point, and they can go up to north of $5,000, which is not one that you would need for home. A one for home in the neighborhood of $2,000 to $3,000 would be plenty to get you in a sufficient workout, and it should last you forever. With the cable crossover, there's two different types. You have one where just the cable rails go up and down, and then one where they have arms that go up and down and out to the side as well. They're both fine and will give you a great workout. If I had to pick one, I like the ones with the arms, where the arms go out and up and down. It just gives you a little bit more variety of angle for your workouts, but again, either one would be fine. Usually the ones with the arms that go out to the side and up and down, they're a little bit more expensive. So realize that, but again, either one is fine. Now, while we talked about the different equipment for those different categories and price points, I want to go over now some nice additions that you could add to your home gym. The first would be a BOSU. A BOSU is a great tool that provides balance challenges and versatility to some of the exercises that you do in the gym. Also, a gladiator wall or stall bars would be something that provides a variety of versatility. Low-end price point on those are $300. You can spend upwards of $1,000. For a home gym, if you're not going to be too heavy, $300 would probably get you in the game. But if you're using heavy weights, we like the gladiator wall. That's what we have at the studio, and that's in the $450, $500 price range. Also, bands. Bands can provide a variety of different exercises, from stretching to also resistance exercises, and they're a great tool to help you to do a pull-up if you're not strong enough to do a pull-up on your own. A weight vest is another great tool because it takes our own body weight, which I mentioned at the outset is a great tool, but then you can overload your body, and so those things like push-ups, which might get easy for you as you improve your strength, but if you put 20 or 30 pounds on your back with a weight vest, it's going to magnify that exercise and make it much more difficult. Another thing to consider is a step or box, as this provides a variety of different things, for example, box jumps. If you're doing heavy Olympic lifting, you might want to consider drop pads so you don't damage your floors or make the neighbors go crazy because of the sound of the weights dropping. And there's lots of therapy tools that I really recommend for most people. Those are trigger point tools or foam rolling type tools. So balls and rollers and things like a shepherd's hook. Those things can be helpful in keeping you healthy and pain-free. And a more recent addition that's only been around really in terms of the mainstream for about a year or a little longer would be massage guns. These can provide a world of benefit for those sore muscles, so they help with recovery and help with tight muscles as well. Some other things include stretching straps, which can help with stretching, kettlebells, which are great tools for CrossFitters, and not only CrossFitters, really everyone can benefit from kettlebells. And then lastly is a stability ball, which can help with balance and can serve as a bench, a less expensive bench, and it provides you more core activation when you do things that you would typically do on a bench. So a stability ball can be an inexpensive and great addition to your home gym. This is Glenn from Freedom for Life Fitness, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up below and subscribe to our channel. Also, head over to freedomforlifefitness.com and learn more about how we can help you reach your health and fitness goals.